Hi kids, it's Rowan, and, let me just, no! Nope, that's worse. Okay, that's a little better. I'm sorry, I've misplaced somehow the little, jobby. It's a little, thing. It looks like a pair of high heels, and it is what it's a little phone stand. It's a little phone stand, little novelty thing. Like I said, looks like a pair of high heels. And that's what I use to stabilize my phone while I'm doing the videos. I cannot find it. I blame the cats. Like you. Where'd you go? That was Phoebe. Phoebe knows she's being blamed for things. So, or was that Nigel? I think that was Nigel running behind me. So, I am going to make a sandwich first. I know, actually I haven't had all that many sandwiches. Today I have had all I had for breakfast today was coffee, because I had to run off and get an x-ray. And the x-rays came back already, and it turns out, so I had an issue with my ankle, and oh crap, I forgot to get a knife for the spreading, so I'm going to use the, spoon. I had Cheerios, and I drizzled honey on them because, I did have breakfast. Yeah, I had Cheerios with my coffee, so, and it was just a regular-sized bowl of Cheerios. Okay, it was 2 half-sized bowls of Cheerios. Get off my dick. Nigel, no sandwich for Nigel. Nope. So, today's sandwich, so I'm taking the whipped, Greek yogurt style, cream cheese, Kroger branded, and I'm going to spread a little right there on a baguette, well, half a baguette. I eat a normal size amount of food. My problem is I don't exercise. And my father was the same way. Actually, he ate like twice as much as I did, but, he also did a lot of manual labor. But there were a couple times he was sick, and he'd eat a normal amount of food because, he wasn't doing much, and he was, like, out sick for a few weeks. And as soon as he, that's what I did, got back going, he'd have put on, like, 15, like a little over a stone or so, so I've got these little, seasoned and semi-sun-dried cherry tomatoes. And I love these. Yes, they cost me a little bit, for a jar, because it's the good Delalo ones in the Italian food section. And, so they cost a little bit, but they are so worth it. I get so much use out of these. I'll throw them, I'll toss them with some olive oil over some pastas. No sandwich former now. And how do I open this? Put the Exacto right there, and wild sockeye salad. Yes, I know, but it's bagels and lox. No, it's anything you fucking want. Why contain it to a bagel? Ooh, this is very thin. Okay, and I put a little there. And I put a little there. And just one more little right there. And now I play cat goalie. And no sandwich for me now. And there we go. So, So I went to the, get some x-rays, and they already came back, which is good. And so my ankle started acting up. My knee's doing a little better. The doctor I saw on Tuesday, he thinks it's, probably just a bone contusion or bone bruise. And so, because it's healing a little slower than a regular sprain would, but it's healing about on schedule for a bone contusion. So it's feeling a lot better. Yeah, that's the nature of diagnostics. Is my mother was a nurse, so mostly she'd worked in the ER, but it's the same basic knowledge. Is a lot of times diagnostics is just process of elimination. So I went in for another x-ray on my ankle today, about a month after the case, and the results came back already, and it says looking mostly okay, but signs of osteoarthritis, which is usually something people get when they're at least about 10 years older than I am. Officially, I'm 38 this year, or 40 for the third year in a row. And the reason I inflate my age a little bit is because I noticed I was 35 for 3 years. I just decided to round up to the next increment of 5, and I was 35 for 3 years, and nobody noticed. I've got some friends who think I'm already, older than, what I even officially am. Or, and I've got some friends who think I'm younger because I just look fabulous. But, so yeah, usually osteoarthritis is something that doesn't come along until people are about, in the area of 10 years older than I actually am. Or officially am, whatever. Like I said, in that area. There's also, evidence of a very small, calcified... it's on my phone. It's some kind of little calcified spur. And the reason that it's... Will you quit that? Sorry, the young man I'm cohabitating with just got over the same nasty cold I had over a week ago, and Murnau can't keep putting his paws in everything, and literally his paws in just about everything. He's the only cat I've seen who likes Cheerios. I gave him a couple Cheerios out of my bowl because he was, sticking his paw in the bowl, and I've seen him eat Cheerios out of my bowl when I'm eating my breakfast on the floor, because I like sitting on the floor. So I gave him Cheerios out of my bowl, and I put them, right down there for him. He had no interest in them. He just wanted them out of my bowl. Out of my bowl, apparently they taste better. So, but I sprained my ankle for about 8 or 9 years in a row. Usually October or early November, which is a little weird. That it was always, almost exactly a year in between sprains. So, because of that, that's why I'm getting it earlier than, average. So, prescription for this is I've got a what's it? Fucking olive oil on the tomatoes. So I've got a prescription for a splint to wear when I'm outside the house, especially in less supportive shoes, which I don't have too many pairs of. Usually my shoes come a little bit over the ankle. So I've got a splint to wear outside the house. I've got a regimen of exercises to do to improve mobility and, help, everything out around there. So, this is just something that I gotta deal with now for... Also, while I was out today, I got the idea for another verse to this song that I'd been writing for the friend of mine who died recently. And I couldn't find the little scrap paper I'd been writing the lyrics on, and thankfully I found that when I got home. And speaking of her, I have a few things I'm going to get to that I want to show off and whatnot, but I think I'm going to finish my sandwich first. That's a little rude. But now you know how to make this lovely sandwich that I just made. Somebody tell me how we do fat-free half and half. How is it possible? My insane coffee habits. So, we've got the quart, 7.16 cents per ounce, half gallon, 7.33 cents per ounce. I'm getting this one. Yes, I'm coming to the store more, but... I hope you enjoyed that little, brief run to the grocery store. Actually, I filmed that part, yesterday, when I was at the grocery store getting my half and half. And then I ran back to the grocery store today for the ingredients for the sandwich. Because I love that sandwich. It just sounded like a good idea after my x-ray, and I did not want to go to the post office or anything. And, by the way, I'm playing around with, some, some novelty lenses that I picked up at the Ann Arbor District Library. So I've got the, what's this say? Clip-on universal smartphone lenses. We've got macro lens, wide angle, and fisheye. I've put on fisheye right now, because why not? I wanted to see how this would look for this part, and I was, you know, I wanted to wait a little bit after my sandwich. I'll have a pickle though. I got these cornichon pickles, baby sour gherkins, product of France, and they were on the clearance rack for a couple of $2. What, my $2? Well, my $2 fucking gherkins, damn right. Eat the baby pickles. That one was nicely taught. I had a couple others, but... So, I'd mentioned a friend of mine who died, and I mentioned her in a previous video, and I had been wanting to do a little art piece in her memory, since she did die. I have been working on a song, and that is definitely going to be something I will finish, but a couple of weeks ago, and this is part of the reason I'm down to $13 until the 1st, when disability comes through again. If you want to help me out for the next week, I could put the PayPal tip jar, oh fuck, I'll deal with that later, in the description below. So, I was just goofing off on eBay. Sometimes I just search eBay for relatively random things. And I was searching for Luna moths. Preserved Luna moths. Let's get the light. There we go. Does that look a little better? That looks a bit better. So this is a beautiful Luna moth. There's a couple species of Luna moth in North America, if I'm not mistaken. There's a few other species with, you know, similar, but, you know, they're very much, you know, they're very obviously different species from the rest of the world. One that I really want is a Malaysian Luna moth. So this is a North American one of the two, and I'm pretty sure it's a male based on the way that the wings go very far up. Females have a little bit of a lower angle. I think it's a more obtuse angle coming down, whereas this is almost It comes almost completely up, so this would be a male of its species. And I've got a story time about Luna moths, and how I gave up my not a goth anymore phase. But this one came also with this butterfly, and this is definitely a butterfly, not a moth. You can tell, the main way you can tell the difference between butterflies and moths, especially the larger of the species, is moths have, well, one of the ways is moths have feathery antennae, and butterflies have very straight ones, have very, like, slim, straight antennae with little knobs at the end. And this one is called a mourning cloak, M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G, and the little folklore for why it's got that name is it reminded somebody of, or made somebody think of, a young woman who refuses to be extra depressed during her period of mourning, because, so to celebrate the life of her loved one, she's wearing this beautiful golden dress underneath her black cloak, and so the golden edges on the wings are supposed to be the dress over the well, actually that's more of a bit of a dark brown on the cloak over there. And when I saw this, and I knew the folklore about this species, it really did remind me of my friend seeing that with the Luna moth. So I knew when I saw this that I was going to do a shadow box art piece with the butterfly. So I picked up a shadow box. This does not have a plexiglass top for it. I'm going to look about how to attach one of those. But so I'm going to, I did also pick up today this velvety, it's kind of a flock, it says midnight velvet paper. This is not velvet, not, actually, but it's got a velveteen to it. And I was going to put this at the back, and I've got some golden glitter craft spray, and then there's this, and it's very, very pretty, this gold damask. And I'm going to do this on the sides, and just slap it all together with Mod Podge. Of course, if I go back to Joanne, and I've got some black paper with silver stars on it, but I was going to go back to Joanne, and if they've got black paper with gold stars, that would be better. And it would go along with the song a lot better, too. So I'm going to go back to Joanne soon and look for black paper with gold stars. If not, I'll go with the velvet. And so I'm going to get this picture of my friend, and that kind of, I've been working with the song, and I got a friend price at the antique shop for this this antique brass key, and I'm going to have the key hanging right about here in the box, and I'm going to put the butterfly to the side. And butterflies, there's a lot of folklore about butterflies carrying the souls from to the afterlife, and that's a common theme in a lot of folklore native to Europe, and I think there might be some South American folklore with a similar regard for butterflies. So yeah, that's going to be a nice little art piece to honor my friend. And when I'm bringing my button shop to Convergence this April in Detroit, I'm going to, just like display the little piece. I also got a couple of these little wood things that I was going to paint at least one of them gold and put it off on the side. I don't know. Excuse me, got some being disgusting here for a sec. So I don't know why I picked up these. They're cute though. They are cute. But so I'm just going to, just like put it up on display at Convergence this year. It's not going to be for sale. It's just going to be, like a little display, and I'll have, a little votive candle, for, burning a little vigil for, or if anybody wants to, light some incense in front of it. Completely unrelated, something else I got from the antique shop is this beautiful little, just like little knick-knack sort of shelf. It is a shelf, and the color is, it's a bit of a brown with a gold glaze over it, and it is made in Spain. These were usually made in France and Italy, but this one is Spanish, and it has the original price from the 60s on it. Can we zoom that? No, I don't know. Should I take this? Magic of editing, right? So, it's got the original price on it, and made in Spain, and, so I was just going to repaint it a bit, and I know that's probably going to sound like blasphemy to some people, but I was going to repaint it a dark blue with a silver glaze sponged on, so that it goes better with how I'm doing things. I still need to finish painting that wall. That is another goal for this year, is to finish painting that fucking wall. That wall mocks me. Some of the painter's tape that I put up on some of the... I don't think you can tell from here, but we've got that ugly fake wood paneling, and it's been painted over a few times in that fucking rental taupe. That's just horrid, horrid, horrid ugly. So, you can see a little bit to that side, so where the painter's tape that I put off on one of the sides, it's peeled off on me. It is mocking me. This wall is mocking me. So I have to paint it this year. And I'm going to get some of that done when the young man I'm cohabitating with comes back from visiting his family. Actually, I'm gonna try to time this a little better than that. I gotta think about how to time this, because this wall is starting to mock me. So, I think that's all I've got for now. This is a relatively short video. They've been half an hour or more lately, but this one I think is gonna come under 25 minutes, right? That's not bad. But so yeah, that's some of what I've been meddling around with lately. I'm still really feeling for my friend, especially since the last thing she said to me over the Facebook Messenger was that, we needed to talk more, and now we can't. So I'm going to finish that art piece. Soon. I need to print out that really nice photo of her that I like, and like I said, ideally I'm going to go to Joanne instead of Michael's. I was at Michael's earlier today. That's where the shadow box came from, and the velveteen sort of flocked paper. So I'm going to go back to Joanne soon and see if they've got the black paper with the gold stars rather than the silver stars, because the gold stars would go better with the schema of everything I'm doing, especially that fucking key and the butterflies. I like the colors to go together. You mix too much gold and silver and it gets a little tacky, right? So yeah, that's what we're doing today, or this weekend, is I'm gonna go to Joanne and stuff, and alright kids, bats and kisses, and I love you all, and please come back to see me the next time I do a video. That would be really nice of you all. Alright.